What's happening? What's up? I'm Omar. Welcome to the channel. Now, before we get started, let's go ahead and get these pleasantries out of the way. If you like the content, even if you don't necessarily agree with me on this particular topic, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's like it and go ahead and share it for me, please. All right, so we see what we're doing today is a review of a little panel conversation Kevin Samuels had. The video is called Kevin Samuels Asks Complaining Women, How Are You Pro-Black and Aren't Married? So, yo, just seeing that title just made me laugh, and I was like, yo, I love dudes, man. They just say anything. So I'm gonna tell you, just the pure joy of how he talked to people made me laugh so much that you gotta pay attention, because I think my take is how these conversations go. Sometimes just go a little bit different. You might want to hear my point of view if you think what he's doing is okay. But let's go ahead and get this video started.
Man, we've been trying
Man,
for a
I don't
long
know.
time. Okay,
My
there we
hands
go.
up here. I can say I ain't doing
Me
nothing to the mic.
too.
Okay, so
All
just the
right.
pleasantries
So
being exchanged.
I said I just got finished for Men's Week, but look, you were saying something about the men. This whole notion that black men aren't making enough, aren't doing enough to have a voice in the black community. I don't understand it.
She said that's not what I said. And when you read her
Who?
lips, and other ladies like, who
Well,
said that?
the whole thing is like, the system of white supremacy and dismantle and this benefit, this, it's like, is the problem a community? What's the basic building block of a community?
Strong
Who are you
female
referencing,
family.
Kev?
And you heard the
Of
young
the
lady
black
say
community.
strong
I'm just saying to
family.
anybody. We can't be pro black if you are. How are you pro black and not married?
Yeah, I think strong communities are the basis. I mean, sorry, strong families are the building blocks of a strong
So
community. That's what I
this
think.
is my issue with a lot of the pro black movement, especially a lot of pro
So
black
let me
women.
hit pause on this one when he asked that question. How are you a how are you pro back if you're not married and he's not married? Like, I'm not ever gonna tell who should be having a conversation, but how can I be known for saying, hey, I try to run through chicks kind of quick sometimes. Sometimes all I want to do is just get a little company and move on to the next little bit of company. And nobody knocking you for that. I've heard him tell a woman that was 40 years old, you too old for me to talk to. I think he's like 56. Get out my face. I like him young. Nice, tender. But you ain't, you know, the women that you have those quick run throughs with, there's some effect on you. And if every dude is trying that and you says, hey, if they're not trying to have sex with you in about 2 or 3 dates, then you need to leave. I mean, that's cool that you feel that way. It's just, I don't think you should be like, yo, let me tell you why you are not pro-black because you ain't married. And then you ain't married. Like, yo, man, what are you talking about? So let's go ahead and hear what he talking about, man. Like, I don't think you're the best person to give this particular advice. I don't know why people listen when they even get started, but go ahead.
I need to see your husband. You're muted. You're muted, Marie. Why do I need to see your husband?
Yes. I need to
Well,
understand why, in order
well,
for me to
okay. Let
be
me explain.
valuable in the
I'll
black
explain
community,
why.
do I have to have a husband?
Okay,
Why?
excuse me. If you let me explain, we know what you think. You ask me, and I'll tell you. Why do I need
Sit
to see
pause
your husband?
again. Again, you think you're going to ask this lady, hey, where your husband at? I got to see your husband. And not knowing what she's been through, and you think that she's going to have a positive response. And y'all, if I would have seen that, I would have been like, yeah, she gonna respond. But maybe I'm the only one to see reality for what it is, but I don't think she angry. She's a person to respond to somebody trying to, handle her incorrectly.
Because, okay, who leads the black community?
Currently, no one. We're the most defeated race in like the
Well, who
world right
leads
now.
who's supposed to lead the black community?
I mean, according to patriarchy, the men are, but we see where
What do you
that's
mean
going.
according to patriarchy? You mean according to nature?
According to
No,
nature.
not
So now I
according
guess
to
we're turning
nature.
this into a
Because if
man,
we want to
woman,
really
and you
talk
have to
about
listen
that,
to this
y'all
kind of
can't
thing.
produce. Y'all don't carry the babies. Y'all don't know. Y'all
Excuse
cannot
me.
do that.
Hold on. Are
So
you
the
gonna?
thing is
We're gonna
that
probably
you
need a
can't.
moderator. Okay.
Y'all,
We're gonna probably
we
need a
were
moderator.
conquered.
She She will probably need a
I'm
moderator because I don't think
So
she has enough respect for
because
me
I'm
to
out of
stop.
line.
I didn't say you're
wait,
out of line. I
so
just said we're gonna probably need a
Yeah,
moderator
he's pushing the
because when I
buttons.
start
okay,
talking,
so
he'll talk. So
okay,
I'll
so
just when it's my turn,
Kevin,
just
you
let
want
me
to
know.
ask her? You want to ask her about who
Well, what
leads?
I was saying is, she said according to patriarchy, and that's a feminist word. Let me tell you why I said according to nature. In mammals, the male tends to be the male tends to be the leader, tends to be the strongest. And you can look across the mammalian kingdom, but there's usually only one major exception:
I thought this was the
hyenas.
funny part.
Hyenas most represent the black community, where the women dominate the men. Women eat first, then the kids, then the males. The hyena, the hyena is more typically associated with a matriarchy or a gynocracy. So we always worry about this brutal patriarchy. Black men have never been in the midst or a position to oppress black women. So what are we
Man,
even talking
this is funny.
patriarchy for?
All right, so Key,
So I'm gonna
respond.
pause it right there. He's funny in so many ways, and I don't know how y'all don't see this, right? So you tell a person, you be like, man, no other mammals do it, with the exception of hyenas. Now, one, he's trying to liken you to a hyena, and he's making fun of hyenas and saying this is funny. So it's little slick stuff that he's doing that's real interesting, and that's why I'm like, I don't know why they argue back and forth with him. Like, a hyena don't have a mortgage to pay. A hyena's not worried if I say something to hurt the other hyena's face. So we just different. Why would you even do that? But he's funny because he tries to do it, and when he did it, he laughed because he thought it was cute, right? He was like, I just called them the equivalent of a hyenas, and it's funny, with the exception of, right. I was watching a National Geographic show, right, and it was on hyenas. Come to find out that hyenas are like effective hunters. They're known for being good hunters. They just get a bad rap. They actually said something. If you were to see a lion and a hyena sharing a kill, that it's a greater possibility that the hyena killed it over the lion. And I just think it's funny that he says these type things, and you'd be like, I wasn't prepared to talk about hyenas. She just didn't get a chance to see that National Geographic show that I saw. But if she did, she would have like, yo, man, you wrong, because what you're saying is that we would be efficient. Actually, hyenas are more efficient than lions as far as their hunting and kill or whatever. And to really make some of y'all guys mad, the ones that are actually led by women, lions actually are better as far as the kill rate than the men. And it's funny to me because that make y'all mad. Y'all be like, like, what are you talking about, man? Why y'all getting into all this? You're not a lion or a hyena. You're a human being. Y'all make me laugh, man. But let's keep this going, man.
Okay, so just because you don't
You
own
got him in line.
necessarily enough to oppress a full group of people, oppression can happen individually in the homes. Like I stated earlier, how I was in a long-term relationship for years, and I played the wife role because I believed in the black family and all of those things. But my ex-husband was doing other things, correct? So in order to keep me, he did things to financially abuse the situation or find ways to keep me in a situation where I wasn't able to leave so that he could run it or handle it how he wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't get to where they
So let's
are
stop
by
this because I
by
think he's about to
just
start talking in a second.
following whatever the system
Or
had
I'm
in
gonna let that
place. You
finish.
understand what I'm saying? And even then they wasn't run,
No,
they don't run the house.
All right, now I'm stopping. So what she said, and this is why she was mad at the beginning, was because you say I can't be pro-black if I'm not married. But the reason I'm not married, and she said it clearly, is because my husband cheated on me, and I'm not married because while he was cheating on me, he was trying to manipulate me with money. So don't come at me telling me why I'm not pro-black. That's why she's upset. And you live without actually knowing why she's not married. She said, yo, I tried to follow this and it didn't work out. And if you're like, yo, you're one of the few people this has happened to, all right, then again, you're living in a vacuum. No, this happens to women all the time. That's why they hot. That's why they protective. They're like, yo, man, I'm tired of getting done wrong. You got to understand that a little bit. This ain't the only time. So Why you keep pointing fingers and be like, yo? And Kevin Samuels is part of the dudes that do that type stuff, man. He might not get him pregnant, but he running through them. So let's go and keep going.
So
Okay, I don't understand what you're saying by simply saying this. What system would you recommend that's been shown to work?
She wasn't ready for that.
But you want to bring up animals? Let's talk about the bees. The queen bee is protected because they know that she's the one who produces all of the children.
Yo, man, I'm gonna
They know
stop
that
this right
she's
here.
the one who's
So I don't I don't think she should have got into this, right? I feel as if, okay, you're a mammal, but you're a totally different mammal. Like, these structures that you're talking about really don't apply. We just live different than any other mammal, so that don't have anything to do anything. Let's have like a real conversation and stop trying to trick me up on stuff. And she's not ready for that argument. Bees. Like, man, and then you look like you just arguing for the sake of it, because you got into an argument that's not necessary. You're not gonna use this to, I'm a man, you're a woman, you're supposed to take me. Get out of here, man. All men don't get chosen.
going to keep the hive going.
Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. No offense, ma'am. No offense. I talked about animals. Those are insects.
Those are insects. Now we break it down what we talking about.
Those are different things. Animals have a different hierarchical structure than insects.
Oh, so y'all,
They do.
I don't know.
That was funny when she simply because he got her. Like, she had nothing else to say, but about what? Y'all talking about?
Well, they do. You can also say the
Like,
same thing in
like,
ants and
what are
everything
you
else,
talking about,
but they
man?
don't map over to
Because,
humans.
but a lot of places, not even just animals.
But my
or
ultimate position is
insects.
this. My ultimate
Know that
position
it's
is okay. My ultimate position is you can't effectively have a community if you don't have the building blocks of a community, which is a family. You can't have a family without a man, a husband, wife, children.
Man,
There is a
I'm just saying that
hierarchical
the same
and a
argument, man.
vertical
You can't be
structure.
making that
Right
statement
now, we have a
about the
horizontal
husband.
structure.
You're trying to be a husband.
Men, women, children. This is why we're at the bottom. Because you build on what's horizontal. You build something vertical on what's horizontal. Black women can be, you can have passion, you can
He was
speak
gonna talk bad about him,
provocatively,
too.
but you're still
You can
the
have
only
passion.
group of women standing opposite to your men. Every other group of women on this planet, when the chips are down, get with their men. You stand alone. But I would tell you, but
Let me stop
even
that,
this,
man. Now that's a bad statement, because black women are the least likely to step outside as far as interracial dating than any other group. Black men are about twice as likely to go marry outside of our race. And it's more black women for black men to choose for. But they're going to be like, I don't like their attitudes, you know, and so we abandon them. Well, the chips are down, and I don't know, man. Y'all like, I don't like y'all, we gone. I got you. It's one-sided, but I got you.
exchange is part of the issue in the black community. We
Right.
know my overall point that there is male, female, there's roles. And today we have the black community, and the black community is even marketed to. It's marketed to from women and children. When you go into an ad agency, the market to the black community, they talk to the women first because the women are standing proudly out front for whatever reason. And what I'm saying is the only way we have a community and have any kind of protection or whatever you think is women have to choose to follow men. And if there's, and in the black community, especially pro-black, I say, I hear so many women who are pro-black who are not following a black man in their house. And that's just the paradox. How does that work?
I have a question.
Yeah, he's
So a lot, well, not necessarily a question. I'll just make a quick statement. So a lot of women are not following black men. Okay, because it's not like we don't try. It's not for lack of trying. Because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have a man in the house to begin with, to even for them to have kids and to not be there. We would love for that to be how it goes. I would love it. But they have not proven that they can lead anything. They don't lead at work. They don't lead their own businesses. They don't lead.
Really?
They haven't proven to us that they can lead. So me, as a mother now, okay, because we're not even speaking on prior. I wish I could start over and maybe get a husband and do it the perfect way, but that's not what happened. Now my children are here. I can't just bring a man in the house and just be like, here's a man, he's the man. Like, no, all of my decisions have to be intelligent and safe for my children. So if a man is proven that he cannot lead, why would I run and bring all my kids in that to like follow him anywhere? We need to see that you can lead. A lot of the times this is the internet arguing.
So here's
all right, and I'm gonna stop it right there. So for me, I feel as okay, we see her anger. I know it's there. We can't deny that she's angry, right? You might want to handle why you're so angry. I can understand that one, but it's real anger there, and we can't sit here and act like women aren't fed up for reasons. Like dudes are doing women wrong. That's why if it was once like isolated incident, you'd be like, okay, she's wrong. Maybe okay, she's you got to let that go. Can't argue that, but it's not an isolated incident. Like women be upset that they getting done wrong and treated in ways they don't think is kind to them. So let's keep going.
This is where the argument breaks down on facts. 54% of black men are single and childless. 61% are in the middle class. Black men are out here leading. 2.5 million black men are in the upper class.
All right, so that's the end of that video. I will do a follow-up on the rest of the conversation on the video they'll probably have on their site. But I want to finish up with the importance of this conversation and some of the things he was talking about at the end. One, as far as the percentage of men that don't have children, I don't know how that goes into the conversation of being a good leader. She didn't say these men have a lot of children. She said they don't have they're not capable of being leaders. So let's focus on that instead of throwing out like random stats. That stat has nothing to do with this conversation. Second thing we're going to talk a little bit about is the portion where he's saying, the amount of income that black men earn. Congratulations. And, we got to, give, us a big up for being able to be financially, independent. But I don't think that's the only reason she was given. I think you got to pay attention to the entire conversation. She's just giving reasons. And I think what she's also saying is, don't try to control women as a whole if you're not overall leaders in this. And I think that's where women are getting more and more upset about, and you should consider this, is are you trying to continue to have that conversation that he's having is because I'm a man, I should be the leader, or is she going to follow you because she enjoy you as the type of man you are? I think you'd be better served, everyone who feels the way he feels, of taking the time. Tell me what's going on with y'all. Why do y'all feel we aren't able to be leaders? And see if it's something that you think is maybe a flaw in yourself that can only make you better as a man. I'm not saying you got to trick off on anybody or act, I guess the word is simp. No. But if you're not likable because of, you're having conversations and you're talking to people the way Kevin was earlier, then that might be something. I don't even really mind correcting something of that nature. I just think when you watch something, I got nothing out of how I can improve a male-female relationship when I watch the video. The goal is to figure out how can I be in a relationship with the woman. It doesn't mean that every woman that you're going to run into are going to be the ideal fit for you. But you don't want to make sure, you want to focus on figuring out how to be the best version of you for when you do meet her, because she is so rare. I just think that's a better mindset to go into it is, I see how women are, don't have anything to do with me. I'm going to go find the one that is suitable for me, and she's going to be happy to meet me because I'm so much more, put together than guys are, because you focus on you. That's where the whole magic begins, man. So, y'all know I don't like to talk long, so let's go ahead and end this conversation the same way we started it. If you like the content, even if you don't necessarily agree with me on this particular topic, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's like it and go ahead and share it for me, please.